So then I met my brother, my partner, my friend Leon. So he basically was traveling and he is an architect of like architect manifestator. So basically there is so much I got to learn from him, and he just came and he shared his presence, and then like we realized that we have the same dream. Our dream was to build a sustainable and holistic world, and since then with no looking back.
To change the planet, to have a solution for the microplastic problem and other huge problems we're facing at this time. And we mainly focus on hemp. We also work with bamboo and other biodegradable materials. And we collecting the youth in Nepal, industrializing this natural fiber, different plant materials, mainly hemp. At the
I
moment, we
love it.
developed our own yarn, a long fiber yarn, and we also deliver fabric now and yarn. It started with our hemp packs 2 years ago as our first branding seed fashion. Now we created many more brands, and our team is growing. We're employing around 60 women and focusing on social development in Nepal and getting some good income from the hemp industry for the people who need here. Yes.
I love it. I love it. This stuff has become more and more passionate from, right up. I didn't really understand it and get into it. And so until recently, and understanding how hemp really solves a lot of problems. Patrick, how did you get into this? How did you get involved in the hemp industry and textiles industry?
Yeah, so basically I always wanted to change the world, and there was a time like when half of my body was paralyzed. So this made me find solution. I was on this path.
Sure.
So then I discovered lot of alternative healing because the medical science could not solve my problem. So on the way of exploration, I found a lot of defaults in the society and in the system.
What
So then
specifically?
like so basically like it was in probably like everything, because I have been a teacher myself, so education is my forte.
Okay.
So I was teaching my students, and like I have been teaching, and I reflected a lot to myself. So I saw that a lot of problems we have been facing, and I had been very passionate about the environment and very much connected with nature.
Yeah.
So then like I was trying to, because like I realized that it is not just like that I can just talk to my students and tell them what to do. Rather I have to be the example.
Sure. Very good. Very. So tell
So
me.
then
Go ahead.
yeah. And like I did not have a lot of, like I was doing in my part like cleaning the environment and places like that, and I was always involved, like interested in hemp. So then I met my brother, my partner, my friend Leon. So he basically was traveling, and he is like an architect of like architect manifestator. So basically there is so much I got to learn from him, and he just came and he shared his presence, and then like we realized that we have the same dream. Our dream was to build a sustainable and holistic world,
Yeah.
and since then with no looking back.
Good. 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 Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if he can hear me. If Leon, can you hear me? Your screen's out. So
Yeah,
what?
I can hear
So
you.
I'm
It
going
is a
closer
little.
to the modem now. One
Oh,
moment,
there you go.
because the connection is quite
Yeah.
down.
Well, and I can hear you just fine if
I
that's
I
easier.
sit next now to the router.
Ah,
Sure.
there you go. So, what projects are you guys working on right now? What are some of the main focuses? The textiles industry has really become a big focus of mine, knowing that you guys supply B2B for both um, CBD and the hemp industry or the fiber industry? Where do you guys find most of your
So I
focus?
think I have to join again. Like there is a little error in the.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's just try taking your screen off, your video off. I can hear you just fine when it's streamed sound. There you go. Patrick, I can hear you just fine.
Right.
There you go. Leon, I can hear you now. Uh-oh, we may have lost these guys with bad.
Yeah, so this is
Oh, I hear you.
one of my account.
One of you are in.
Trying to log in from.
Mandy, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. But I cannot
great.
hear
Now
you
you're
because
back.
I had
So
another
at the
call.
moment,
So
our
I
main
guess like there was.
projects.
So can I leave and
you were
come back
asking
again?
What are our main projects? Or?
I was, Leon. Yes.
Yeah,
And
can
Patrick,
start
yes,
it.
you can.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Leon.
So mainly at the moment, because of situation with COVID-19, we are producing mainly a lot of face masks because the pollution of these plastic masks is really increasing daily, like COVID is increasing. And
Yeah.
at the moment, we're focusing to develop higher qualities, different custom designs. And now we have our 100% biodegradable face mask developed. And we started with paper, hemp paper packaging, because we mainly focus on the waste products, which creates a lot of garbage. Like
Sure.
a backpack you buy maybe 2 times a week, but
Yeah.
cosmetic packaging you throw away every month. And for this, we want to create solutions. So we focus also on our shopping bags and t-shirts, because packaging, shopping bags and t-shirts are responsible for 70% of the microplastic pollution. And we dedicated our work to this. So we also started carpeting. We have royal hemp carpets, which are an old tradition of the Maharajas of India to sleep on a hemp carpet because of its benefits, which is also a very interesting project at the moment, because we have some carpeting technology that can increase the production by 25%. That means the local people can have a good income, and we can help the local people to develop a social system here, which is not really existing. Nepal didn't have full electric supply just 6 years ago. Still 60% have no access and no access to roads, and there's no law for education. So we want to change this and focus on these mass products, which are highly demanded.
Okay, so I'm actually really excited to talk about this mass project. You and I connected on social media where this is it's a hot topic for people, and I'm kind of taken back by the security blanket that people feel in these plastic masks, or made with polyester or chemical-ridden cotton. And this is something that I'm just not sure people are aware of. That cotton consumes what, 1/3 of the world's pesticides. And hemp is hardly any, right? So tell me what type
Maybe
of
this mask situation is an eye opener. I think it's not just the mask is intoxified. Our whole clothes are full of toxins, and the skin is an organ that breathes. So maybe this mask situation is just an eye opener to change our whole textile industry now, before we will suffer from sickness.
And you just hit some key things for me. Is this opened our eye not just on textiles, but the supply chain around textiles, how they're being made, how they're being distributed, how they're being authenticated.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know where hemp, how much testing or how much lab work you guys do, but I've been really taken back as an association by the amount of fraud that we've seen, in textiles that are labeled as one thing but coming in as something else. And so and how harmful it is to the hemp industry when we talk about growth of sustainable markets, when we are...
That's why we produced and developed our own yarn. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm so excited.
No, that's awesome.
We developed our own yarn because the certification is not enough for me. To sit in Germany and buy from someone with a certificate means nothing for me. So to live here in Nepal and to go with Pratik and our team to the fields, source the fiber, bring it to the spinning mill, make the yarn, loom the fabric out of it. We have control over the whole process, so we can be sure we not get scammed by some certificate, because this even, this all organic is not real organic. Here in Nepal, the soil is so untouched and the hemp is so wild that if we would say it's organic, we would limit the product, because it's more than organic. It's ancient, wild, and very natural.
Well, and I think
so
what I have read,
not a real certification process yet. That's a thing we want to support and invest into, that Nepal has create some standardization to be able to take place in the international market. So at the moment, we in collaboration with UK and Germany to get these lab tests. But as I said, this lab test is not saying so much as if I'm standing on the field and directly working with the people, going in my own factory, testing, seeing if it's really fair trade or just fair trade certified, if it's really organic or just organic certified.
Well, and I think that there's a difference even in
everything.
You nailed it, right? And labs are the exact same way. I can't tell you how many pieces of fabric we've had tested to find out that it's not even hemp at all, right? So it's not in the organic to non-organic. They're not even putting hemp in it, right? So when we talk about what is the value of hemp, what's the focus around hemp? Give me some aha moments or some real sticking points that to you are like no-brainers, that why aren't people growing more hemp? Why aren't people jumping on board here? Leon?
So basically, like the kind of seeds that are used mostly to grow hemp, it is mostly GMO, and this is also not so healthy for the land. But like here in Nepal, so what happens is hemp is growing like earthworm is made out of the soil naturally. So we don't need to control the climate, because the climate that is natural automatically supports this plant. And since we have been kind of like growing up with it, we have been using these ancient genetics for over 6,000 years. So here basically, like our people, they have been using it to feed the cattle. So if the cattle they have any problem, so any stomach problems, so digestion problems, so basically like they feed the cattle and they just like burn it. So we also we also have been using it in different festivals like Holi and Shivratri. So basically we are very much in tune with this plant naturally. But now, like with all this industrialization, so definitely it has helped the process in a lot of ways, but still we have lost touch with our roots. Like the Native Americans were there, like they were able to kind of like feel the nature. They were able to talk with the plants. They were able to just like look at the plant and find out what is the quality of atmosphere there and all these things. So here too in Nepal, like we have been very much connected, and so that's why like we have not seen a lot of these GMO and like processed industrialization like growing. So I guess like about this, Leon can explain also better.
I think it was great, but yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback, Leon. You touched on a couple of things, Patrick, when we talk about the industrialization and the capital that's needed, right, in order to really push things along so that it can be used to manufacture versus the
Like
medication?
we have a very great opportunity here in Nepal because we have 9 million kilogram of wild growing hemp fiber available, and only 3.5% is industrialized yet. And from this 3.5%, 60% go to India for carpets. So there's no international export, and there's so much possible. We only need to invest in the harvest and in the processing, and with the help of eco building material and volunteers and ambassadors from the world, with a very low investment, we can build the whole city, not just the supply chain. So
Oh
we're
my
looking
God.
forward to build the Silicon Valley of the Himalayas based on hemp and turn Nepal into the Switzerland of Asia in just 5 years, and showcase and prove the concept that hemp is really changing the world and not just a niche product.
So what are
And
some
in Nepal,
specific?
it's possible. I don't see any other place. I traveled to all of Asia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and I was researching about the local cannabis industry. And I didn't see this opportunity in any other place of Asia. So I think it's a great chance to join us, to support us, to maybe become a distributor. We're more looking for distributors who want to do pre-orders than to look for investments, because we believe
Sure.
connection is the real value, and money without the connection is not so needed.
So what type of markets are you targeting when we talk about the supply chain, and plastics? Automotive is obviously something that comes up all the time. Levi and Patagonia come up all the time. Where do you see real opportunities that maybe other people aren't talking about, but are definite opportunities or available?
Yes, you were saying the mobile and car industry. This is one of our milestones we're targeting, because in
Mm-hmm.
Nepal we have the problem with the import tax. To import a car into Nepal, you have to pay 200% tax plus, and there's no real car factory in Nepal, so no one can afford a car. Only the government and some very rich people have cars, but most
Sure.
of people only have scooters. So we want to create a very affordable car made in Nepal. People save this tax, and it's made from hemp, driven by hemp fuel or by hemp batteries. They can all buy a car easily. And we're also setting up this social investment bank, so even leasing to get the car on credit will be possible. And this kind of microcredit system we will also build here to support the local people. But this is a long time goal to build this car factory. Right now we use what we have, and this is the ancient fiber industry. Since more than 6,000 years, they're cultivating and processing the hemp into paper and into fiber products. So we mainly try to employ more home factories into our cooperation than to set up this huge industry. Of course, we built this collection center with all the industry and the 3D printers and the technology, but we're mainly looking forward to support the existing industry and just connect it into one big corporation. So we
This
mainly work with paper, which is mainly handmade, and fiber, and sooner we will go into plastic, fuel, building materials. But right now our main target is this paper and fiber, and we would love to get support from America, some distributors, some marketing, maybe influencers who want to promote this tribal support and women empowerment. And to go to the next level, we need also ambassadors. This is a whole industry. It's not just a startup, so we cannot build the industry with 5 people. We need a whole round table of good people.
You are speaking my language
So
because this is
this is an
exactly where I'm.
invitation. Please, everyone who listen, contact us. You're also very welcome, Mandy, to come as a hemp goddess to the kingdom of hemp in Nepal.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm really passionate about this. When we talk about social investment banking, what does that look like? So my listeners understand, what the difference is in getting a loan for production of something versus a social investment.
Yes. So the difference between to just take a loan on interest with a return and the social investment is like social investment. We would rather say a pioneers invest, like someone who not just want to put money, who really want to work with us, who want to communicate, who want to collaborate, who want to build a relationship and support this social business by creating pre-orders or building a market, building the supply chain in the other direction. We create a product and manage everything, and we need good people who have a good network to spread the products to retailers or to create some marketing campaigns. So also come here physically maybe and work with us together, invest time, love, and not just money.
Well, I want to, something that I've been working very close on is this understanding and education around the hemp fabrics and their value, their antimicrobial factors for the virus, right? And then even more introducing lab tests. And what type of lab tests and what type of work have you guys done or do you have available for someone like us who or any of these distributors, right? I'm working closely with Skilled Labor Brigade, who is a group of same thing, seamstress in the United States that are still working on a number of different projects from gowns to masks, right?
We made lab tests for the masks in Nepal, but we need to test them again in America and Europe. And one of our customers is working on this. In UK, they already lab tested the mask to deliver as a medical mask. But we mainly let our distributors invest into this, their time and funds, and we provide the product. So in case you want to build up a distribution of the mask or some of your clients, you will have to work this licensing, if it is for the fiber or if it is for the masks or for the different bags. There are different standards in Europe and America, and our brand customers, they do this for their brand. They patent, register the name, make the certifications, and we take care of the other side to supply the product from the plant till the final t-shirt or bag.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we divide
And
the work
also for the
kind of.
yarn, because the industry that we are working with right now, so the machines that they are using, so they are using it on the basis of all the guidelines. So basically, that is already ISO certified, and they're helping us with the certification of this yarn.
Isn't it ISO 9001, the lab test that you need, something like that? The only reason I ask is because we do the same thing for fabrics. You know, we'll test different fabrics. It was almost a reality check for me to how broken the industry is on bad products coming in and how much it's damaging our credibility for what the value of hemp masks are or hemp textiles. And I don't think the United States can rebuild a textile industry without help of honest operations like yours, you know, that are able to put out good product. Until infrastructure is built, we're going to need to rely on each other. And so I would love to continue to collaborate and make introductions. This has become a huge passion as I've learned more that it is a solution.
Thank you, Mandy, for all that you're doing and your passion. It
I
means a
love
lot to us.
For sure. Talk to me about, you said something earlier.
Thank you so much.
You guys said something earlier that really hit home for me also when you talk about, you know, the economic development for rural areas. When we talk about our tribes and the ability that we have with hemp to revitalize tribes or revitalize rural areas or give them an opportunity to be sustainable or create sustainability, it's even more eye-opening, I guess. I'm validating more than anything where you guys are in the structure and the value added in Nepal to the economic growth, you know, the capabilities, like you said, the Silicon Valley or the Silicon Slopes of Nepal.
Yes,
Definitely. So, Mandy, actually, Nepal, you know, like people say that it is a poor country, but we believe that it is a very rich country, rich in resources, rich in culture, rich in nature, and the people are still very simple and very innocent here. So there is a lot of life here. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to preserve the life. So basically, our goal is to create around 100,000 jobs, because definitely there has been corruption and all these things, but it is our responsibility to make that change by being that change. So we believe that there is a fine line between wants and needs. So we are the privileged ones who have been able to have all these needs fulfilled. But
Mhm.
our people are there, like they are still struggling to uh, to fulfill their needs.
Yeah.
So our goal through this whole like hemp project is to give free education and free healthcare. So that is a primary requisite for any human life to flourish. So once we would be able to do that, we are currently developing this project that is called Smart Village Nepal. So through this project, we work on sustainability. So our core values are I respect. So I for integrity, R for responsibility, E for equity, S for sustainability, E for empathy, P for peace, E for empathy, and then C for community, and T for trust. So basically, like this is the value that our people they already have, but we just want to strengthen it by giving them real support and real hope, because just by words they are not going to get their tummies fed. And especially after this COVID-19 times, the economy has been, like uh, gone like way down. So there is this crisis that we see as an opportunity, and we believe that the power of this hemp plant, with this power, we can actually build the whole nation. So Nepal is a
Mhm.
small country, and just with the group of like-minded people, we would be able to give this example and this hope to the world.
I support you. Thomas Jefferson said
Thank
that
you.
hemp is the first necessity to the wealth and the protection of our country, right? So
Yeah,
way back, in the first and second presidency of the United States, they recognized that hemp is the wealth. So when you said that, people view Nepal as poor, or and you guys say you're very rich, I mean, Thomas Jefferson said that as well, right? Hemp is the wealth, and the ability that you have to produce and save people from the plant is, it's eye opening. I was taken back in the beginning that when you said how many pounds, or one of you had mentioned how many pounds or how many acres are grown and how much is actually being used. That's crazy. Where here we don't
yeah,
have any of it being grown. We're not
yeah.
growing. We're the
Yeah,
opposite
so
now.
yeah. So mostly like in the West, they're like focused in CBD, but like there are 60,000 products that we can get out of this hemp plant. And basically that is the dream, because we recently developed this hemp shiv, and we are also eco builders, and we recently also took this land and this place to build our eco village. So it is going to be a smart village where we prototype all the different kind of uh, technologies, so sustainable renewable energy sources, and an inclusive development prototype. So once we would be able to do that, then it would be eye opening. And it has been, like we have been amazed by what this like by this journey, because this plant is like a teacher, and it has been teaching us so much, because it has been opening all the different dimensions of the mind. And this humanity, basically there has been huge propaganda, and we are misled, misinformed, and now finally the world is waking up to it. So basically, I guess now is the time, so let's do it.
Yes, I'm on board. You have to know I'm on board because this is
It's
it's where
a
I'm
privilege to
passionate.
have
Welcome.
you, Mandy.
Thank you.
Where is how can I help with connections? I would love to make some introductions on construction materials, wallboard, roofing supplies, 2x4s, flooring. That's where I'm really passionate, and understanding the United States certifications are kind of a sticking point, I think, for a lot of these products. I don't know what standards or certifications are needed in Nepal for building and stuff, but I would love to help facilitate some of that to get started as we collaborate to grow and have different strengths in both Nepal and here, and especially developing the supply chain as we create sustainable clothing and sustainable textiles in the United States, you know, especially while we're linking that gap, as we don't have a lot of people, we don't have a lot of acreage growing for industrial fiber or
Yeah,
textiles.
so we still have that gap, and thankfully, the government has been supporting us because we are building the first research center for natural fiber here in Nepal. And we have sat down with the government and some industrialists, and currently we are also because for the facilities for these tests, so Nepal still needs to develop in a lot of things. So that's why for USDA, for EcoCert and all these certification, we have to depend on uh, other countries that are
Right.
like very developed. So this is the bridge that we want to create. And with this bridge, we kind of like share what we have. And, you know, it is like a family because we are this humanity, one humanity. And this is the message that we want to bring to the world. And currently, we have our crowdfunding program. So with this, we have some milestones that we want to reach. And once we would be able to reach, then one step at a time, there is no mountain that is high enough.
I love it. I'm interested in talking more about what that looks like and what you guys are looking for, where your focus is specifically in some of that and how we can get involved. And of course, I want to come visit. I would love to come and see your facilities and your
You are
field.
welcome. This is your home. So, yeah.
I would
Yeah,
love
you
it.
have got a home, you have got a family here.
You said some pretty cool things today, you know, and everything I'm in line with in sense of this is a community plant and it creates communities and creates opportunities. And the pandemic has opened up so much opportunity for us to innovate and change, create change. And it just drew light to how broken certain things are in all of these different countries and how much we have to come together and how much we have to create sustainability within, right? While we're doing that. So if you could give any one piece of advice to anybody that maybe doesn't understand hemp. When I talk to people with hemp, it always goes back to CBD, and it always is assumed that the CBD plant or the cannabis plant is the same as that grown, or same structurally as that grown for fiber. So if you had one piece of advice to anybody new in the industry to bridge this gap, or one quick note for them, what would it be? I'd love to hear from both of you.
You want me to answer this question?
Sure. Yeah. Do you have what's one piece of advice you give somebody, or one thing that you think people really should be paying attention to that aren't familiar with?
Like in one sentence, hemp
Yeah, just
is hope and not dope.
yes, I love that. Hemp is dope. What about you, Patrick?
And you know, like I always tell the people that we only developed the endocannabinoid system because before we cooked food, we eat hemp seeds. And we were nomads traveling, not with houses, not with fire. What did we eat? Roots, berries, and hemp seeds. That's why we have an endocannabinoid system. So anyone who is pro prohibition is like, you know, the most stupid thing you can do is to forbid the first food of humanity. It's not about medical or recreational, it's about life. Hemp is life, hemp is hope, no dope.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I've got another lady I'd love to introduce you to. Her name is Sarah, and she runs a program that's hemp for healthcare. And at first, it didn't make sense to me. Like how is hemp connected? Because everybody just assumes that hemp is what we smoke, or CBD. What do you mean you're going to pay for your healthcare system? And it is just that proceeds go back to provide a healthcare system for people. And so it really is this circular economy that's being created around hemp, and hemp has just been denied for so long. Okay, Patrick, you're on the spot now.
Yeah, so yeah, so we have been connected with Sarah, and
Oh,
like it definitely, yeah, brings light that it is a small world,
yeah.
and yeah, so that is the beauty of it. And with this hemp, we have this community now that is very much close with each other. And like my brother said, it is not just dope; it is the hope. So I would like to say that hemp is not just about lifestyle, it is life. Because, like it's not just the trend, it's not just the cool thing. So it is basically the solution for every problem that we are facing today. So with hemp, because the paper that is made out of hemp, we can, it is like 1:4 acres. So in how much hemp paper we are making by cutting down the trees, we can make uh, more than that in 1 acre of land. So basically, it also cleanses the radiation, and especially with 5G and all these things, right now we are very much in need of this plant, and especially our lands have been poisoned. So this also helps to clean the land. This also helps to clean the atmosphere. So if all the homes like they're growing hemp not just to fill the gap in their lifestyle, just to smoke it, but to bring more life, then what a world it would be. So let's create that world together.
Yes. And more people on board, right? We need, like you said earlier,
Yeah,
we need everybody on board. I always laugh when people say, well, what do you mean you can make things out of hemp? And I say, literally, almost everything you see can be made out of hemp. I compare it to technology, like you similarly, in the sense that it's the only other product that's in every facet of our lives: clothing, bedding, computers, um, phones, banking systems, textiles, construction, all of it, right? And so it's hard to imagine, or hard for me to understand, that we've had this miracle plant all this time that would have either eliminated or can potentially reverse all this damage we've caused, from our plastics pollution to our lack of sustainability in construction, right? To our destruction of our forests, our health and wellness, like you said. So I commend what you're doing, and I'm even more impressed you guys are doing it with the intention of being all inclusive, similar to the Global Hemp Association. It's not just textiles. It's not just the banking. It really is. It's an all inclusive ecosystem that's being created in Nepal. So kudos to you.
definitely.
Well, I sure appreciate you. I've got to jump off. It's 11 o'clock now. I'd love to have you guys back on. What type of things should we be watching for from you in the near future? And how do people get in touch with you if they want to reach out, want to get in touch? What's an email, website? How do they get in touch, Leon?
Yes, you can reach out through tribalhemp.biz and contact us there, or through LinkedIn, Pratik Karki or Leon Thomas Soede. You can find us there. And we mainly looking at the moment, as I was mentioning before, for main distributors and partners who want to place pre-orders as an investment. So we're not looking to sell shares of the company at the moment. In the far future, we will be able to sell stocks, but right now we only look for investors to place a pre-order, or who just want to give a loan on interest, which we will put in the stock of Fibra and then produce a product out of it and money back. And this is the main concept of our future investment hemp bank, where people can put money and we will use this money to produce and later pay interest back. And with earnings, we pay microcredits to the local people to start small scale factories.
Okay. Okay. So,
So anyone who wants to join as a main distributor, or who wants to invest the money in time of recession, in time of financial crisis, wants to stock their funds in a real asset like gold. And fiber is a real thing, not like stocks which maybe will be destroyed with the recession. or some life insurances will be vanished and other things. So it's a good opportunity. We have 9 million kilo of hemp fiber and we can store it and we can protect this wealth in form of hemp. And after recession, the economy will increase again and we can sell this hemp as a carpet or as a t-shirt. So this is a good way to save funds in the time of recession. And if some hemp pioneers out there join us, become an ambassador, become a distributor, or maybe a volunteer. Also
How
welcome.
do we get samples? I would love some samples sent of hemp fabrics or textiles if you've got.
Yes,
whatever you have.
we can communicate. You can go through our folder and let me know. You can I send you the folder. You can make some screenshots from your favorite products, and I will make you a good collection of the best products and send you the details. Let's stay in touch over LinkedIn and
Yeah.
send me your details, and we will make some nice box ready for you. Now Christmas is coming. We also will make box sets, like a shoe box full of small hemp products and a t-shirt. So in wholesale, people also can order these gift boxes, hemp gift box. So we will make one gift box before Christmas for you.
Okay, so I would love, and I want them so that I can show them off. I literally carry like a box of hemp products in my car because it's just hard for people to comprehend. So I would love stuff to show off. And then of course, if anybody needs help making connections or has interest in learning more, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to connect you with both Leon and Patrick. You guys, I really, really appreciate you. I'm excited to have you involved. And I'd also like to get you involved in our committee meeting around this topic specifically, as well as a committee meeting for construction materials that I'd love to make some connections for you guys around. So
thank you, Mandy.
For sure. I'll send links over.
Thank you so much.
Other than that, you guys holler at me if you need anything or if there's anything we can assist.
You're calling in the right time, Mandy. We have our woman t-shirt finished just by end of the week.
Yay.
Our first woman t-shirt is ready. So you call in the right time.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Well, I would love to help get it out there. I want to start selling and do it whole line myself. So yeah, let's connect. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mandy. You too.
Thank you, everybody.
All the best for your mission. Thank you for all your effort and your time. And yeah, let's get this hemp mission done.
I may be moving to Nepal.
Yeah, you have a home here now.
I'll be in touch, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.